Just go. Thermal engine. Welcome to Sunday Scan Converter Supertime. Oh, welcome to your nightmare. Welcome to Scan Converter Supertime, featuring Blood Rain 2, a game I bought for $3 at the local Goodwill. Yes, you can buy an HD version of this, but no, there we go. Halloween night. I've heard of this.
You ready? You've been quiet tonight. Yeah, you shouldn't worry. You've got me here to help.
I'm not worried, Severin, and I don't need your help. Or the Brimstone Society's.
Well, good thing I'm fun to have around then.
Yes, it's a very good thing. I expect a number of horrible deaths tonight.
Is that Laura Bailey?
I'm guessing that dress will cause a few of them.
Zelensky's really outdone himself tonight.
This would have been an early role for her.
I've got to come to Zelensky's more often.
I told him to sell early, but you know Tom.
Oh, she's a lady and she wears low-cut outfit.
Good night, nurse. Oh, that's
She's a
stimulating
vampire.
Jesus, Bill sees her and I'll be on my back for the rest of the weekend.
Okay, mics are working fine. I'm gonna check out the upper floors.
Pardon me, Mayor, Governor. I'll return in just 1 moment. Yes, yes, it's very clever. You look thirsty, Chief. Why don't you hail a passing scotch? Hello. Welcome. Daryl Zarinsky. And I, do mean welcome. It kills me to ask, darling, but have we met?
Darling, I'm sure you'd remember.
But you have no drink. Heads will roll. I've brought up a case of lovely Merlot for this evening.
Please, but something stronger. I never drink wine.
Meet me upstairs, will you?
That's the line from the movie. She said the thing.
City council, captains of industry, high rollers, mob bosses. Everyone's here but the crown heads of Europe.
They're shooting up in the bathroom.
said
with a
the
couple of
thing.
sultans. You find anything?
Nose round a bit upstairs. Looks like our host Zarinsky, darling, is a member of your extended family. A brother, likely.
Half brother. Like I'm half vampire. Never forget that.
Yeah, well, that's still all bad news for him. There's one room in particular upstairs, locked tight, very high security.
You didn't break in?
You're interrupting. A lot of Zarinsky's staff are wearing the sigil. The vampire overlord Kagan may be long dead, but his cult is still at large.
Like Brimstone suspected. And that makes
What are
Zarensky
you
their grand
saying?
wizard. Sick bastard.
Whatever's behind that door upstairs is probably very educational.
This might be fun after all. I'll take a look. You have something for me? Hello, angels. I missed you.
I got cool swords.
Not your style, Rain, but you'll want to be a little cautious, okay? Oh, that's real nice. Both hands on the stairrail, please.
All right, my goth warriors of the night. It's time to play Blood Rain 2. Someone's mom found this in a box somewhere and said, I need to give this... Ah, fuck. Oh, her boob jiggle. $1,080p. Got a little bit of controller drift. It's fine. Yeah.
Area's off limits to guests, lady.
I'm no guest, pal.
Blindside!
I'm sorry.
Oh, help me, master!
Oh. That man spewed a lot of blood. I see.
Honey, you are to die for.
Oh. Someone was proud of their dismemberment tech. Is this V Rising? Yes. Hello. Yes, welcome to V Rising.
This must be my lucky day.
Damn it! Lucky shot, bitch!
We are crafting right here. I am crafting the necks apart.
No! No!
Okay. And yeah, I am building my haunted vampire castle with the power of 1080 pixels.
This waiting is pure torture. So you saw the blades. What did you think was gonna happen?
Yeah, this is Laura Bailey. This is early Laura Bailey. Like this was when she was still just doing anime. I cannot tell if you were trying to do a German accent or like a Transylvanian one. No, a Transylvanian accent would be like, bleh. I am playing. Oh no. Welcome, my children of the night. I am playing Blood Rain 2 for the PlayStation 2 computer entertainment platform. She got a scorpion spear.
Not supposed to be in here, lady.
Shut the May I escort you back to the party, ma'am?
Yeah! Now we're getting some good blade action.
Damn it! We can't take her! My arm! My arm! Looks like we've got a party crasher up here.
Did you even see that coming?
It would not be a game released in the mid-2000s starring vampires if it did not have banging techno club music. Cut that man in half. That vampire. My life is a vampire. Perhaps you've heard of this.
You can't be here, lady.
Oh man, look at the blade. She's damp here.
Damp here go down just like anybody else.
Oh, not just like anybody else. Wanna try me?
I ain't like other girls.
Ooh, this is quite a bedroom. But I'm the first girl to see it by choice, huh?
Did you know Majesco has re-released these games like
Somebody get in
on
here!
HD consoles? You can pay money. You can buy this game on your modern video game console. I could be playing this in actual 1080p instead of upscale. But
Feeding time.
God, this is amazing. Ah. Okay, it's triangle to just eat them.
Damn it!
Vampire layers. Oh, that's right. The vampires are also Nazis. I forgot. I forgot about Blood Rain.
Hell of an operation you've got here, Zelensky. Cult of Kagan's gone multinational, huh? Now I know exactly who I'm up against.
Hey.
Wow, I haven't seen one of you guys for decades. Where you been hiding yourselves? Oh, the old tongue still? I never learned it. Seemed kinda highfalutin.
Sassy.
Damn, I'm a couple of quarts slow.
Oh, have I ever seen the Blood Rain Uwe Boll movie? No. I like myself too much to ever watch an Uwe Boll movie. It's got boob jiggle. The video game has boob jiggle.
Hell of an operation you've got here, Zelensky. Cult of Kagan's gone multinational, huh? Now I know.
Where's the
exactly
remote?
how
I
it
need to
works.
turn up the brightness on this TV. So I'm looking at the feed.
Wow, I haven't seen one of
On
you
the
guys
computer.
for decades. Didn't see that coming, huh? You gotta make a withdrawal from the blood bank.
Gotta make a withdrawal from the blood bank. Gotta make a withdrawal from the blood bank. Oh.
Damn, I'm a couple of quarts low.
This game seems bad. Yes, this is real footage.
You should run. It won't help, but it might make you feel better.
Oh, sassy. She's so sassy.
Feeding time.
Where on the
Wow,
pyramid are
that's
we
really
now?
some bitch.
I got Twisted Wind. We're on the, it's a Sunday stream, so I'm not doing the pyramid right now. You can kick them while they're down. That's sexy. Hey, it's not just the Buffy the Vampire Slayer crowd, it's also the Blade crowd. Aura Vision can reveal vampire doors.
Gotta make a withdrawal from the blood bank.
Gotta make a withdrawal from the blood bank. They made 3 Blade movies. I assume there was a Blade crowd. Like, this is the same era as Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Like, cool goth vampires is a trend, cool goth vampires are for everyone, okay? It's 2004. Cool goth vampires are in.
Uh-huh. Thought I might find you here. Even dead, you're a thorn in my side. You've been gone a long time, Kagan. I've been taking care of your family for you, though. One at a time, all across the world for 70 years. I think I'm nearly done. What do you think of me now, father?
That's Laura Bailey. That's...
We thought we were strong enough to take him, but we couldn't even hold him.
Kagan. Where is he now?
Library.
I assume this is the first Blood Rain, where you fight the vampire Nazis.
I'm going to destroy you.
One of mine, aren't you? But you smell tainted. Which one was your mother? Never mind, I'm terrible with names. But I trust she died painfully, like the rest of her family.
You Nazi asshole! You're gonna...
Nazi, hardly. Really my own. That idiot Hitler is simply teaching me to lead one. Not that he knows that. Yes. The Vesper Shah. Exactly what I was looking for. Now, you're going to destroy me. I'll provide an audience.
Sir Tremaine?
Oh, so you two know each other.
I'm a vampire
Yet another
Nazi.
you stole from me, Professor. Raised it as your own, did you? Taught it to kill its own kind. And after all the trouble I took to create it. And all the other Mongols just like it.
Rain, get away. Run!
Put him down, you lying rat-sucking son of a bitch!
Liar, definitely. But so is he. Didn't you tell it what you intended to do? This, Professor. You kill your filthy half-breed pets. Yes, Professor. Destroy all vampires. I think most definitely not.
Kagan's sick dream of a fully bred vampire army died with him that day. And because he murdered my mother's family, I've spent the last 6 decades finding and eliminating his. Just returning the favor.
Whoa.
How about some music?
What is going on here? Oh no.
The master, Mr. Zorinsky, would prefer that all the guests remain downstairs, madam.
The master can blow me, monkey suit.
Wait a minute, look, she's Dampier. Are you one of the masters?
No way. The master hates Lady Dampier. He'd never have...
Everyone to the cyber goth rave.
She's down. Finish it. I need help over here. Where's
Everyone.
my
Oh. God, this is so stupid.
I need help over here. Damn it!
Damn it.
Well, that
Damn it.
sounded expensive.
Sure did. Think I can expense it to Brimstone?
Let's wait till we see the final bill for this evening.
I'll keep my receipts.
Is that Troy Baker? Is this an early Lara and Troy joint? Also, where the fuck did I have the remote for this TV? I need to turn up the brightness. Because it is brighter on the capture feed than it is on the television. I broke the fireplace by throwing too many dudes in it. Yes. You haven't? Investigate further into the mansion. Thank you, video game. Look, her boobs jiggle. She struts.
That's how much more time
I'm 14 and this is the coolest shit ever.
Party's downstairs, man.
Why did they make the moaning noise? Wow.
Honey.
You ever think about how much of a revelation God of War was for, like, third-person action games? Where you...
Stay down, princess.
Oh yeah.
Where you tore vampires in half.
Should have kept blocking, kid.
Where, like, you could chain moves together instead of doing, like, a handful of dial combos.
I need help over here. You're bleeding on my blindsided. No.
Cameras are hard. Okay. Ass. Vampire vision. Oh, look, I found a vampire hole. It's over there. Hold it. Oh, give me a sec. Boop. Does this game you still use shoulder buttons for the camera? No. No, this is a real video game.
Did you even see that coming?
It's just the camera's not good. It does have twin stick camera control, however.
Just reached a courtyard outside the study.
I was there earlier. Have you been practicing your acrobatics?
Yeah, that's
I
definitely
guess.
Troy Baker
Just one more thing
doing
I'm
a fake
naturally
British
good at.
accent. Alright, what's over here? Are there any secrets? What is the collectible in Blood Rain? Is it cool goth necklaces? Is it oh, this is you know what? I will give them this. There is a player involvement to this. This is not Uncharted climbing. Now it is. Jump onto rail to grind down it. Sonic the Hedgehog! Am I, as the player, feeling involved? Yes. I'm like, yeah, look at this cool vampire lady. I am 14, and this is cool. Look at how good it looks in 1080p. Honestly, this looks pretty good. Once again, we could check out the HD remaster of Blood Rain 2, which I believe is literally called Blood Rain Revamped.
Oh my god, I'm horrible.
And, I mean, it would probably have better aliasing and run at 60 FPS.
You don't want us the big surprise, do you? Ha!
Hey, hey. I don't hate this. This seems like a totally fine PS2 action game. I believe Jeff Gerstmann has mentioned his wife is a fan of these games. Which, like, hey, FF10, Blood Rain, and Morrowind on the Xbox. That's like not a that's not a terrible. That's not a terrible set of.
It looks like I'm on the roof of the mansion.
Set of games.
There's a lot of Zarinsky's men on patrol. I'd stay off the lower roof if I were you.
Then I gotta find some way across without going down there.
Oh, by the way, this is going to be a thing now, is Scan Converter Sunday, because I need to justify owning this retro tink. And in order to do that, I have to use it. And the easiest way to use it is to use it. Is to come up with a streaming gimmick for the sole purpose of using it. You ever think about how Majesco, there was very much a point where Majesco was trying to turn Blood Rain into a thing? Like...
There's gotta be some way to cut power to that security door.
Oh, God. Okay, so apparently weapons are
There's
the most
more here if
deadly
you want
weapons of
some.
the vampire. Not your fangs. Ass.
Party's downstairs, man.
Way Forward made a Blood Rain game. It's true.
You don't want to miss the big surprise, do you?
I guess just consider that Ninja Gaiden came out this same year as
You don't want to
this.
miss the big surprise, do you?
And that game runs at 60. Like, what even is Majesco at this point? Are they just like... Do they just put out 2 Cooking Mama games a year? Including that weird one that was like a crypto scam or something?
Where are you hiding, honey?
Who needs stairs when you've got scaffolding?
Majesco. Save the Forest from Majesco, my favorite DSiWare game.
Oh, no way. They're real?
What you got? Something interesting?
My god, Severin. Zarinsky's got the Carpathian dragons. I thought they were just legends.
They're cool
That's what
guns!
Stone thought as well. Rain, are you there? What happened?
Oh, I'm fine. It's just they're so beautiful.
And extremely dangerous. Listen, if they're the real Carpathian dragons, they feed from the blood of their Dampier host. That's you in this case. They alchemically process the raw material into vampire lethal projectiles. You're gonna have to
Apparently
feed to fill
Majesco
the
sold the
reservoirs.
rights to
You can
Blood
still
Rain?
use
To
them when the
whom?
reservoirs are empty, but they'll draw blood directly from you.
Oh, so I use blood to shoot guns. That's right, Blood Rain has rights now. Half vampires are people, I'm afraid. Oh, Ziggurat Interactive. Okay, yes. Ziggurat Interactive are one of those companies who are basically trying to pull a night dive, but not as well.
Looks like we've got a party crasher up here.
Hold it.
Somebody get in here! Lucky shot, bitch.
Okay, that's very stupid.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So, yeah, I believe Ziggurat Interactive own Power Slave now. They own the rights to Power Slave, and that's why there was that Night Diver Master. But, yeah. What if... I guess Night Dive has the rights to Turok now or something. So, you know. They also sold the rights to Advent Rising to Ziggurat. Oh, man. I'm so excited for Orson Scott Card's magnum opus video game. Advent Rising. We've already talked about him. Don't need to bring it back up. Did anyone win the $1 million? No, that was the whole thing, is because the game flopped so bad. Like, it's half the reason why Majesco stopped making big games and just instead re-released Blood Rain 18 times. Epic owns Shadow Complex too. Epic would have to make Shadow Complex too. Oh shit. It's like Devil May Cry, but bad. Also, they'll never make another Shadow Complex, because I'm pretty sure Chair just makes Fortnite shit now. I believe they have just been absorbed into the larger Epic Gaming collective after being absorbed into the larger Epic Gaming collective making Infinity Blade games.
Uh-oh. Dragon's reservoirs are running low again.
Oh, I see. So, okay. No. Their idea... I'm gonna pull a Joku. I'm like, there are ideas here. I'm Joku. I'm a sad Canadian man who plays games that are worse than the games Arbitrary plays.
Oh yeah.
And then I say, oh, these have ideas. Oh, doggos. And I'm like, I love you too, man.
You better get down here. Zarinsky just revealed a big surprise to his guests.
Where are you? Are you in trouble?
Just outside the ballroom. I'm fine.
I can shoot while rail riding.
Soon you'll miss it.
You should run. It won't help.
Gotta
but it might
reload
make
my
you feel
gun.
Where's my backup?
This seems totally fine. Like, I'm not even like gonna talk shit about this, because this seems totally fine for something from 04.
Damn, I'm a couple of quarts low.
Also, hey, I love Laura Bailey. And this would have been one of her earliest roles in video
I thought
games.
this was going to be difficult.
What's the Xbox One game with the grinding? Sunset Overdrive. We're thinking of Sunset Overdrive, which I also own. But given that I cannot run it on a scan converter...
Won't know what hit her.
Also, these guns seem kind of bad. Like, I don't mean to talk shit about you, Hidden Vampire. If you play Dark Watch right around the same time you'll hate it. Yeah, you probably will. Because, I don't know, there is a level of mid in, like, mid-level PS2 games are better than mid-level 360 PS3 games. That's gonna be my stance.
I think Zarinsky just blew his membership at the country club.
Behaving badly? It's how he was raised.
See for yourself. I believe it's time to do what you do. I'll do what I do and meet you later.
What system does the RetroTink play anyway? So the RetroTink it's a scan converter that upscales games to 1080p. So I have the PlayStation 2. I have the PlayStation 2 hooked up via component cables to the RetroTink, which is then hooked up HDMI to the capture card, which is then hooked up to the computer and the television. Yeah, you're right. This is not Laura Bailey doing her lust voice from Full Metal Alchemist, I guess, which would be the point of comparison, right?
Who are you?
Oh, come on, Z. I'm the Black Sheep, the one nobody talks about. I'm on a world tour visiting every bastard child of Kagan I can find.
Ah, so you're the mysterious assassin. Well, you've certainly been on a Spree, haven't you? We weren't even sure you were real until poor Delinda showed up without her.
Whoa.
The one in the West Indies with the snakes? She gave me your name. Didn't want to, though. Very loyal.
Hardly. None of them are. You've intrigued me, but I fear I must attend to other events.
Whoa.
So I
Blah.
bid you good night.
This is just me
Please.
doing my
Make yourself at home.
Stradvan Zarovich voice. I'm just...
All right, playtime's over.
Just being like, welcome, children of the night. It is I, Stradvan Zarovich. Come play in the land of Barovia. Curse of Strahd is the best 5th edition adventure module, by the way. Yeah, I'm having an alright time. I'm surprised. But this seems totally fine. And I don't know, it's got that, it's campy. It is, at least, it's maybe not intentionally. They made like 3 of these. Well, they made 2, and then they Way Forward made the side scroller.
A night to remember for all times. A prelude to the longest night. It's time to fly, my children. The family awaits our coming!
You're right about one thing. It's definitely time for you to go.
But you're my guest. It would be unforgivable to leave you this way.
I guess Nazi vampires, I feel like there has to be a level of camp built in, right?
You guys have got to shoot together. You guys have got to shoot together.
You should run. It won't help, but it might make you feel better.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm having an okay time.
Where's my backup?
Alright, I gotta get up there, I guess? Is this game really dark? Yes. I need to find where I put the remote so I can I can turn up the brightness a little bit because I need to turn up the brightness a little bit. But that video game okay. now.
Rain, when he turns to the bat, shoot him out of the air.
Easy for you to say. There are millions of bats here. Which do I shoot?
Use your powers to spot him in the crowd. Take aim and fire.
This is just like Catwoman. A winning. I don't know. That sounds like a. Gotta reload. See, reloading your blood guns by stabbing someone with your blood gun that's funny. Oh God.
Blindside. Damn it!
The frame rate dropping, that's realistic. In real life, frames drop all the time, you know what I'm saying?
Looks like damn it!
Okay. Hold on, I need to get up. Oh, I got super speed.
Hello, you. You have anything to do with all this noise?
Oh no, this is the modern day. The first game took place during World War II times. But apparently Blood Rain 2 takes place during modern times. And she's hunting down the Nazi vampires now.
And it looks like they're all converging right here. In the city.
I called this in. Brimstone's put their top minds on it. They're none too pleased.
I know. They've all come here. To me. I'm ending them, finally. And my father's sick blood.
Has anyone ever seen any of the Underworld films?
Zerx.
Hmm?
Zerinsky's dead. His party was a success. With its leaders dead, the city is left wide open.
Ah, he fulfilled his purpose then. No greater aspiration in the natural order. And how did our erstwhile brother perish?
Not clear yet.
Because Rain
There
is
may be
just,
an intermezzo.
she's just Kate
I'll
Beckinsdale
investigate.
with red hair.
I've been working on something that will interest you.
That's a flesh.
No.
That's a flesh.
Smells like sleds.
Indeed, she's his mother in loose terminology. Our grand dame of the sewer still has purpose.
The 3 Ninja Gaiden games are
Observe
on
him, bursting
Game Pass
with
now. How
rich
did this happen?
blood. You can feed from anywhere.
Yeah, but
Who could have imagined a manufactured, controllable food source to ensure against the coming long winter? And father thought humans could never be made useful.
Dead God, Zerx, it's horrible.
Yes, we're also working on the taste. We'll get there.
but Yeah.
While Mayor Randolph's highly
The problem is
criticized
it's
Clean Sweep
Ninja
for
Gaiden
Clean Streets
Sigma and
initiative
Sigma
appears to be
2.
gaining ground in the inner city, prostitution and drug activity have sharply declined. Shelters and missions have reported a drastic drop in homeless and transit.
Come on, Piggy. Pull over it.
While tensions continue to rise over the city's disappearance of
should you
several of
play
the
Ninja
city's
Gaiden
prominent
3?
citizens.
No.
Investigations continue, but neither the mayor nor police chief Brewster could be found to comment.
This is connected, right? The wholesale slaughter at Zarensky's and the drop-off in street trash?
Brimstone thinks so.
Um,
Disappearances have skyrocketed. It's like all the junkies, hookers,
I mean,
and homeless
it's one of
fell
those
into a
things.
hole.
Nobody should play Ninja
Or
Gaiden
a
3.
big goddamn vampire convention pulled into town.
Maybe. We're lucky to have you back for this one, Rain.
Yeah, well, my interests in Brimstone Society still manage to overlap from time to time.
The master list you found at Zarinsky's details the Kagan cult's hierarchy. The top positions are all his offspring, and there's a lot of them. Oh, I gotta go. Stay in touch, don't disappear.
Severin! Oh, hell.
Ninja Gaiden 3 is, like, even with Razor's Edge making the baseline combat okay, it's still, like, shit. It's bad. Don't play it. How about Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z? No.
Oh shit.
Damn it, Severin, I'm trapped in this dive. What the hell is going on out there?
These thugs are coming out of the woodwork. You're going to have to find another way out. Be careful.
But yeah, you know, I'm to understand that like Sigma is just straight up worse than Ninja Gaiden Black in like multiple ways. But it's the version they had the source code for, so that's the version that gets ported.
What we got here? We almost lived this
So, Sigma 2 is also, like, totally fine. But once again, it's one of those things where, like, hardcore fans of the series will tell you the original version of 2 on 360 is better.
Oh, didn't they tell you? District's closed, honey. Adult swim. Everybody out of the pool.
Oh, thanks. Faster than I am.
Jesus, trapped in a burning honky-tonk, and the jukebox is downstairs. Somebody's gonna suffer for this. No windows, but that big fan is set into an exterior wall.
Can't trick me, video game. I see a big object to throw people in.
You boys should have let me finish my drink.
And I say, oh.
Did you even
Mode
see
that
that
makes the
coming?
frame rate worse. My bloodlust cannot be sated. Ma'am.
So you saw the blades. What did you think was gonna happen? Wow, still running, huh? Damn, I'm a couple of quarts low. And there you go. That was one hell of a well-built fan.
Ow. Ma'am, please allow me to drink. I need to feed. Rain needs to feed. Thank you. Yeah, that and like, yeah, Sleeping Dogs is a good example of like, there's a thing and it's clearly just exists for me to throw people in. And then there's like Yakuza games where it's like they're very specific heat actions. And it's like, well, clearly I'm going to do the heat action where I slam this person against this pachinko machine and all the balls are going to fall on them. And that's funny. Man, the heat the heat stuff in Yakuza 0 just forgot how fucking metal some of those are. And it's just like
Very creative, Rain.
Yeah, well, I try.
We're picking up heavy activity over at an old meatpacking plant called Ray Ray's Meats.
Sounds delicious.
Just get over there and see what you can find out.
all right, how much more Blood Rain do people want to see? Because I get the impression.
Damn, I'm a couple of sports slow.
Fucking bitch took me down!
Yeah, that's right. I'm a lady, and I beat you up, and that's emasculating. Yes, that is British Troy Baker. Most powerful Troy Baker of all, Troy British. For when you can't afford Robin Atkin Downs, there's Troy British.
Hey, what happened to the other guys?
They were beat, knocked off early. Huh. And I thought somebody was gonna lose an eye.
What the hell?
Oh, why's it gotta be like that?
Bitch took me down!
And I'm gonna keep kicking you till you're dead.
Guns are kind of bad. Like, they do not. Am I still liking Demon Hunters? Yeah, I beat that game. Yeah, I played that game. I finished that game. I think Chaos Gate Demon Hunters is fantastic. It is the best XCOM-like game in multiple years. No caveats. I mean, other than like it gets like it could use a couple more mission types and the UI is a nightmare. Those are my caveats, actually. I lied. There are caveats.
Careful in there, Ray. Metal buildings about to fall apart.
Frame break! Say we miss even one of these.
But like, as far as something that was like $40 and fulfills my need to have a squad of 4 heavily armed tank zealots killing snot men, it's great. Hold it. I need to turn up the brightness on this television, which means I need to find the remote. Where the fuck did I put the remote? Maybe I can turn it up. Maybe I can... I found the remote. I found the remote. Everything is fine. I hope Darktide is good. Yeah. I mean, I hope Darktide... Like, the current state of Vermintide is great. Alright, picture. Gotta make sure... Okay, it's in game mode. Sound mode standard. Settings. Alright. Picture. I'm turning up the gamma on my television. Okay. I have turned up the brightness on my television. Yeah, there's a decent chance that... Okay, this looks much better. I feel like there's a decent chance that, yeah. But also Darktide's launching on Game Pass, I believe. So, you know... It, if nothing else. This to me is video games. Being like, I have no idea where I'm going. How do I get up on that scaffolding? Yeah, I'm hopeful that bolt gun will be good. There we go. I had to shoot it.
Wow, she's slick. Here's I'm in love.
Blood guns rock, but they're bleeding me dry. Looks like an entrance.
All right,
to
Lara,
Raven's
we
Maze.
need you to
There's a
say
truckload of
blood
idiots screwing
guns
around
rock,
with a garbage
but they're
truck.
bleeding me
It looks like
dry.
it's blocking the entrance.
Well, you're going to have to find a way to get past it.
Look, it's already smoking.
You gotta make a withdrawal from the blood gun.
Oh, God. You taste good.
How much more you think you can take?
The one thing is Bolt Gun is apparently being made by a dev who has mostly just done board game conversions before. So, who knows? Oh! Look how fucking terrible this looks.
A good squirrel, that baby.
If we're hitting a break point on boomer shooters. Ah. I think. Okay, this is clearly like I'm gonna have to. Yeah. Okay. I see. That's why it keeps spawning guys. This is the mechanic, huh? I fed the trash so many people it exploded.
The main loading dock's through the hallway. Watch your step.
I fed the trash machine so many people it exploded. Also, yeah, I own like 4 early access boomer shooters on Steam already, and I would really like for them to come out. I would really like for Proteus and Wrath Aeon of Ruin.
Oh, that's a wash.
And
Looks like I missed all the action.
Ultra Kill
They couldn't have gotten up that fast.
to hit 1-0. But yeah, there are definitely some not great ones.
Would have been a pretty mess you made.
I think that's also
Yeah,
Lara
hold
Bailey.
that thought. This mess is just getting
Fraught,
started.
yes.
You talk big. You want to
But there have already been like kind of bad boomer shooters. Like I played about an hour of Forgive Me Father, and I think that game is not very good.
And it was a surprise party. You guys shouldn't have. It's not all about the blades.
Got grease on. Bitch took me down. Screw this, I'm out.
Proteus at least has an aesthetic.
Damn. What's slow? What else you got? Why don't you come down here and try some yourself?
But yeah,
But too much else to do.
Rain,
Okay.
don't go. You know a trap when you see one, right? Her men are hiding in the rooftops.
Nothing doing, Severin. I can take them all. I've never seen Dampier like this. I want to add her to my collection.
Yeah.
Good. You come get me.
I'm gonna be honest. There's not. I don't know how much more Blood Rain I want to keep playing.
Watch the step. Tricky up here.
Rain, it's not worth it.
They're on my turf, and I'm not liking it.
Cool, blimey, mate. It's me. Troy British.
Still hiding behind
What if I
your
played
chumps?
Vampire Rain? Oh god.
They're very loyal, my boys. And there's so many of them.
Keep her from the Kestrel!
Cry, baby.
Like, this is just a
It
cluster.
won't help, but it might make you feel better.
That for me. Gotta go now, pretty. But we deal with you later, okay?
Get back here, you coward. I'm not finished with you yet.
Let it go, Rain.
Those Kestrels are the ones running the show.
Then you're bound to see them again. We've got a situation on the streets. Police have arrived and are getting massacred. Goons are shutting down operations here and moving out.
Feeding time.
How many copies did this game sell? Yeah. Oh, and then the frame rate is just.
Oh, I've got rage I never even dreamed of before.
This is what video games are all about. I think legally, I have to say that.
And you should find an area with street
This
access.
is
Get down
the
there
height of the
before
medium. Is this video game whereupon you stab people with blood guns and then suck the life out of them. Oh, I see. Alright, next save point. I'm done.
When are we gonna ride?
They're headed down the street to the crosstown tunnel.
Whoa, this is crazy, bro. I got super speed.
Move it out! Get to the...
Now we get butt rocked. but rock. It's 2004, but rock. Put on your leather pants, but rock. Yeah, Uwe Boll made a Blood Rain movie. And I believe at one point, like, cast actual prostitutes.
You again.
Hello, pretty. You still beating on my boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, kinda stings, huh? You gotta make a withdrawal from the blood bank.
Oh, I died. Ever play the 24 game? No. But, I remember Alex Navarro's video review for it. Just like, the basic act of swinging these blades around kind of fucking sucks.
Did you even see that coming? Feeding time.
Okay, yeah, sure. Like, what's the point of being able to dodge around someone if they can immediately turn around? have bloodstream gun mode. Why do I rotate when I bite? Yes, you can use them to block gunfire. Yes.
Severin. Okay, I get it. The bad guys are rounding up street people like sheep, led by these Kestrel Dampier. You got anything on file?
Yeah. Kestrel on old school strain from Eastern Asia. Looks like birds figure heavily into their ancestral line.
You can
Listen, I know
block
the old
attacks
station up the
by
road. Looks like they're
rotating
around all the
people while you're
civilians here.
eating them. That's just good game design. All right, I'm good. I'm good with Blood Rain 2 for now. If people want to see more of this, they can talk to me about it. They can perhaps give me money. But put in Gun. Alas, I do not own Gun for the PlayStation 2. Afterglow, 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 Afterglow. Oh, it's not a real cheat. I do not own Gun. And now here's the question of what do I play next? What exciting interactive entertainment? Yes, I'm you can hear me putting in and out the discs, so you know they're real. Unless I'm doing excellent Foley work, which maybe maybe I am. Dynasty, what PS2 games do you think I own? I got a PS2 in like 2009. I was a GameCube child. I mean, we can switch to the Wii if you want to see some GameCube stuff. All right, I'm gonna put up a poll, and then while that poll is going, I'm going to grab myself some lunch. So how about that? Let's see, what else do I got in this pile? All right, poll is up. I'm gonna heat up some calzone. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. What won? Someone ate part of my calzone. Someone had part of my leftover calzone. Chat. Friends. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about principles. We need to talk about just fucking ask. It was not the dog. The dog is a tiny little boy. And I don't think it was either of my roommates, which makes me think it was the guy my roommate brought over. Calzone theft. That's a deal breaker. So what won the poll? Because apparently I don't have Gauntlet Dark Legacy here. Apparently it's at my parents' house. So if that won, that's not it. Oh, good. Oh, good. That's great. What got second? Oh. 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 It's gone, just like part of my calzone. Okay, I'll switch. I'll switch on the Switch, or switch on the Wii. There's so much bullshit plug down here. Gotta unplug whatever this is. Well, it's not a monitor. Plug in the Nintendo Wii. And then cable ASMR. Hello. You missed Blood Rain 2. The best video games. Only here. Nemesis.
Resident Evil 3.
How is audio?
It all began as an ordinary day in September. An ordinary day
Yeah,
in Raccoon City.
I mean,
A
they got
city
boobs.
controlled by Umbrella. No one dared to oppose them, and that lack of strength would ultimately lead to their destruction. I suppose they had to suffer the consequences of their actions, but there would be no forgiveness.
No forgiveness.
If only they had had the courage to fight.
If only they had the courage to fight.
It's true that once the wheels of justice begin to turn,
Are you playing Zelda 2 right
nothing can
now?
Stop them. Nothing.
I thought about streaming myself playing Zelda 2, but
It was Raccoon City's last chance.
I played
And
Zelda
my
2
last
for
chance.
like
My last escape.
let's say about an hour. And I'm like, I don't want to stream this at all.
This is Chopper Delta, preparing to drop off at area E95070.
Zelda 2's a lot.
What are they?
Zelda 2 is a video game. It's not my favorite. Why does the game take... because getting hit by the moblins, you lose your experience. Just don't get hit. Just be good at video games. Farewell to my life. Farewell to my home. This is my last chance for survival. This is my Biohazard 3 last escape. Oh yeah, look at this. Crispy, high resolution, 1080p. Actually, this looks pretty good. It's poo poo pee pee poo poo. Man, Myst is better than video games because it's not a video game. It's a series of HyperCard screens. I don't enjoy gameplay. I just enjoy clicking on switches until things happen. Myst. CD-ROM drive.
Daylight.
The monsters have overtaken the city. Somehow, I'm still alive. I remember at one point for one of my classes, I was taught how to program using
Okay, we've got to get out of here.
the modern version of HyperCard.
What do you think you're talking about? I just lost my daughter out there. How dare you tell me to go back outside?
I'm sorry about your daughter, but there isn't gonna be any rescue. We have to get out of here.
No! I'm not going anywhere.
Acting.
I'd rather starve to death in here than be eaten by one of those undead monsters! Now leave me alone!
Oh. Anyway, this is Resident Evil 3. It's the third Resident Evil game. Look at this. You can freely go up and down stairs. There's a 180-degree turn. This is video games right here. Let's see, is there anything else in here? I forget, are there player manuals? No. Anyway. Gunpowder. I also I reinstalled Resident Evil 4 because of the remake, and I did the I got the very fancy HD textures. They're very fancy. You are in game night. You need some talking points. Okay. All right. I will join Chris Zombie Pie Redacted in the chat.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
What are you buying?
No,
What are you selling?
I guess at some point, this is the stream for you to talk about what you want. What is your Resident Evil 4 remake wish list, Dad?
Make it different.
Games beat. We got to do a wish list for the.
Make it different. That's it.
So all we did was we did the first tutorial, and then I told everyone you're completing Luxurian. That was the objective. We're gonna have the game, do the entire first quest line in Luxurian, and just get everybody's favorite little Nomura twink boy Noel back into the system. Inject that shit into your veins. And I'm gonna try and convince Gino and Jeff to turn this into 3 episodes rather than 2, because the idea of doing all of
the other areas
all of the wildlands and all of the dead dunes. Doing all of that sounds like the butt-ass worst shit ever. I'd like to do this in like I'd like for there to be 2 more podcasts. I think that the most logical thing is that we got to Luxurian, we did the first starting world. Everybody pick your 2 spots. Do 2 of the main quests, and then third episode is finish the game.
Okay.
Then if anybody is able to figure out, if anyone does the extra dungeon, the extra day, day 13, then God bless you.
Yeah, that's more than... I like Lightning Returns. We've discussed this.
I forget how do you do the secret ending extra day thing? Is it like you have to give like 100 points? But that's not even all of the fucking side quests. I forget.
I do not remember.
Jatsu. Whatever. Anyways, I think the talking points is combat, story, quest design, or just like complete lack of signposting, right?
Yeah.
I like the game, and obviously Jeff likes the game because he's a fucking Shenmue pervert.
Which outfit do I do?
The police outfit, obviously.
Well, there's cool biker outfit. There's All right, peace, Joku. Yeah, so there's cool biker outfit. There's Regina from Dino Crisis outfit. Right. There's cool suit outfit.
Dino Crisis is technically an RPG.
No.
Yes, it is. You put stats into things.
No, you don't.
The guns have different numbers that go up.
No. Yeah, we're gonna run around in a suit. Jill Valentine wearing a suit. All right. Also, here's the thing: is like Dino Crisis 1 isn't that interesting.
Yeah, that's
Dino Crisis.
That's the other thing. People remember it fondly because it was like one of those early PS2 games. Or
nah, it wasn't.
Games.
It wasn't a PS2 game. It was PS1 and Dreamcast.
I know. I was gonna fucking correct myself, you asshole.
No, you're wrong.
It was like an early to mid PlayStation 1 game. Made by the same Resident Evil team, but it was more action-oriented.
Yep. It was Shinji Mikami directing.
I think what they learned from Dino Crisis was how to make real-time stuff rather than like canned cutscenes, canned FMVs, and like fully rendered 3D environments, and then they applied that knowledge to future Resident Evil games that are better than Dino Crisis.
And also Code Veronica. Because I believe Mikami went straight from Dino Crisis to Resident Evil Remake.
Yes, because Dino Crisis 2 is done by Shu Takumi.
Yep. The Ace
guy.
Attorney man. And also Dino Crisis 2 fucking rips. It's so good.
Yeah, and then they ran the franchise directly into the ground with Dino Crisis 3.
Well, alas for me and no one else, Dino Crisis 3 is locked to the original Xbox.
Well, I mean, you're aware that original Xbox emulation, like, the original Xbox has been cracked wide the fuck open.
Yeah, I know. I know it's gotten better.
Hey, surprise, surprise. A console made by a bunch of PC weirdos. Super easy to crack because it runs like x86.
Just no one tried because...
Why isn't someone doing something about this?
I didn't know you were still alive, Jill.
The police aren't trained for this kind of situation.
Yeah, you can just
What could they
completely jailbreak an OG
Listen,
Xbox and just put anything in
coming
there.
for us.
Why you
Yep.
would do that?
We're both
I
gonna
don't
die.
I don't know.
What are you saying?
You'll see.
That thing having a built-in hard disk drive was apparently considered
after
like
Stars
revolutionary
members.
at the
There's
time.
no
It,
Like,
it was.
and a DVD player.
It's a big deal.
But at the same time, it's like, ah, shit, we put an NVIDIA chip and a hard disk drive, and now we're losing money on this shit.
Clock tower postcard.
But yeah.
But yeah, just hey, the original Xbox has some good games. Pretty much all of which are on other consoles.
Compatible now.
Or backwards compatible.
Yeah, that thing ran a Pentium 3.
Yeah.
People forget that. That thing ran a Pentium 3.
That was a big deal in 01.
Yeah, a console actually being able to use x86 was considered important. Now the only console that doesn't have x86 is like what? The Nintendo Switch, because Nintendo?
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, I don't know. Like, what are the main talking points that should be brought up for a Lightning Return?
I think you talk about how it's like Tri-Ace clearly wanted to make a new Valkyrie profile.
I mean,
and then
how
Square...
much of that is just apocryphal thinking between you and me because we want to play another Valkyrie profile?
you know, yeah. Part of it is, you know, it's hearsay, but you know, Gino's gonna be like, it looks bad. It doesn't have $1 bajillion or a sad black mage point. It's not very good. Where are the cards?
But also, yo, that game plays like Valkyrie Profile. It's a single character. You gain stat boosts by doing side quests.
Yep.
Multiple endings. One of which is the bad ending. Complete lack of signposting and bad UI shit. I still think that like I understand why Gino doesn't like playing these games on a PC because he has the technology. Why would he go backwards?
No, he's playing it on what, PlayStation 3, right?
Yes, he's playing the original PS3 version.
Yeah, at like what, 640p, 20 FPS.
The Game Pass version of that game is good. But anyways, now the game looks fine, but it's like clearly cutting corners. Graphical corner cutting. Going Worlds is cool, but sucks.
Yeah. The navigation part of that game is quite bad.
Navigation is any form of, what would you say, like proper signposting?
Yeah. Well, I think the intent was that they wanted you to wander around and kind of explore these places, but also like they're not interesting enough to explore.
Yes, that's the biggest problem. The environments in and of themselves are not interesting enough.
So yeah, Resident Evil 3. Its whole thing was, hey man, we can put a lot of zombies on screen. Like, action Resident Evil started at the end of Resident Evil 2. And
God bless the internet tracking down the original actors for Resident Evil 1.
Oh, I love that. just like a bunch of random people who were just like, I was an exchange student in Japan, and yeah, I did this acting gig, and then I find out years later it's this big video game people like. I don't know. And that just makes me so happy.
So the other thing that's going to come up is that I think the story is great, but the intro requires you, it basically assumes that you played the DLC for 13-2.
Yeah. All right. That's right. So. Should I take on the big boy himself? Should I fight Nemesis? Or should I run?
Jill! Brad! We've gotta... Jill! Help!
Because their way of making this replayable was there's a decent amount of randomization in like item placement and enemy placement.
Right.
And also there are these choices, most of which don't mean anything.
Oh, so it's replayable, yeah. There's multiple
Ah, fuck. Fuck. Get up.
You know what game's really replayable? Myst. You're getting your ass kicked, by the way.
Yeah.
Are you supposed to run away from this? Or just...
Nah, you can beat him. You can knock him down.
I have to remember always running away. Thinking that, oh, right, this is the Mr. X shit again. I have to run away.
No, you don't have to run away. You can knock him down. And there's the dodge move.
I think there's a reason why the RE3 remake was the less well-received of those three.
I think the thing people forget is that original Resident Evil 3 isn't that great.
No. I mean, they put too many... This was where I feel like they put way too much... There were too many sub-mechanics, like you said, dodging, rolling, and then also, as a result of all of those fiddlier mechanics, it started to become more action-y. It's like they wanted it to have this middle ground gameplay of being action-y and scary, spooky.
I should not have done this. It does have, yeah, it's also because the remake of 3 is super short and it doesn't have any sort of mercenaries mode. It just has like some admittedly pretty cool extra difficulties. Oh, cool, I didn't save. No, I don't. I can skip all of them.
Oh. Howard. Real gamers, no.
As a real gamer, but basically, yeah, if you are lucky and get enough shotgun rounds, you can pump enough stuff into him, and then he drops shit when you down him. Fine. Speedrun tactics. People can beat this game in under an hour on the PC version. because the PC version you can just skip the loading screens.
Yep. Less modern technology, right?
Yeah. Like, yeah. Resident Evil 3 is not a very long game.
September 28th, daylight. The monsters have overtaken the city. Somehow, I'm still alive.
Alright. Speed run.
Forget, are we recording at 1 or 2? Because that changes what I'm doing right now.
I don't know when you're recording.
I don't know why I'm telling or speaking aloud. 2. Okay. So I can chill for a little bit longer.
Alright, that's good. I was gonna play Yakuza 0, but I have a massive headache, so I'm just lying here instead. That's the spirit. I could be playing Yakuza 0. I finally got back to where I was when I first played the game in 2017. Which means I got to the first chapter where he plays Majima. And that intro at the Cabaret Club is so good.
Yeah.
Just, like, the thing about Yakuza 0 that I think is genuinely fantastic is it nails the atmosphere of boom era Japan. Just like shitty, seedy nightclubs and
people wheeling and dealing.
Money everywhere.
People using their money in the dumbest ways possible. I think that's why I also really liked Like a Dragon, because it's like, ah, shit, like, washed up 30 to 40-year-olds that don't know what to do next. Man, that really resonates with me.
Who's your favorite Like a Dragon?
Ooh, fuck. Have you played Like a Dragon?
I watched the first couple hours of it, so I know, like, there's the homeless guy, there's the ex-cop.
Yeah.
There's Kasuga, who's an absolute dingus. It's like, if Kiryu's a himbo, Kiryu is a dumb idiot who believes in honor, but Kasuga is just an absolute dingbat, and it's great. Like himbo plus.
Yes. People who say Ichiban is their favorite character are fucking boring.
He's got that shonen protagonist syndrome.
Yeah. I think I like you.
Okay.
Homeless guy. Right?
Yeah.
Koichi's also fun. I mean, he's the first character. He's the first character, then he leaves, and then he comes back permanently.
Hmm.
As is all good JRPG characters. Gotta make this pizza, Brayden.
What kind of pizza? Oh, is this the Stranger Things pizza?
Yeah.
The Red Baron pizza that's just got Stranger Things
Actually,
branding?
it's not Red Baron.
Okay.
But I'm gonna do something to this pizza. I'm gonna customize it in a way that I think is really gonna peeve Gino.
Are you gonna put ranch on it?
No, I'm actually not gonna put ranch. Instead, I'm going to, I got this as a gift. I'm gonna, because it's jalapeno and pineapple. So what goes well on a pineapple pizza is ham, right? So I don't have ham, but what's a good pork-based ham-like product?
Are you gonna put hot dogs on it?
No.
Are you
I'm gonna use Primo high-class prosciutto on this pizza.
Okay, that's just funny. I mean, I've had fancy pizzas that have prosciutto on them.
This is like $20 to $30 great, like expensive prosciutto that I'm going to put on a Stranger Things pizza.
I see nothing wrong with this.
I think that Gino will not like it, like what I've done.
I understand.
And then also I have to eat this ice cream.
Like, prosciutto's very good.
Yeah, it's good.
I love a good salty cured meat. Like a salami. Yeah, fuck. Sometimes I put Cholula on a pizza.
That sounds fine.
Oh, god damn it.
I forget, how does saving work?
You go to a,
Yeah, you go to the typewriter stuff,
you go to a
right?
typewriter.
Right.
I'm
We're
just
still doing
being
typewriters, right?
fucking arrogant.
You gotta not do that, because this game will kick your ass.
Yeah, that's...
Also,
This game gives you a lot of ammo, but also...
Delete. I'm gonna finally uninstall Dragon Lore.
Yeah, you should do that. I finally cleaned up my hard drive a little bit.
I need this.
Also, the zombies are faster in this game than they are in RE2.
Fast zombies.
What the fuck is this? I
blame 28 Days Later for giving us fast zombies.
Yeah. And also, like, to be perfectly clear, I'm way better at speedrunning Resident Evil 2 than I am 3.
So you're saying you can only speedrun good games.
I mean,
The monsters have overtaken the city.
I'll put it this way: I've played the good Resident Evil games more than I've played the less good ones,
Still alive.
and thus I am better at playing them fast. Oh, it's fine.
But, Brayden, what if you were to try and speedrun Resident Evil 6?
I already did that. I played through the entire thing on stream. It took 20 hours. World record. Yeah.
I'm looking this up.
Joku left my stream because he didn't want to get spoiled on the original Resident Evil 3 because he thinks he's going to play it one day instead of playing the fucking Crossfire X campaign.
So, obviously, Resident Evil 6 is a fucking mess because there's the multiple campaigns.
Yes.
Alright, so... Fuck. I have to click literally so many buttons. You want PC, console, solo, co-op, amateur, no hope, new game plus, or just new game?
Okay. Just regular new game.
Regular new game. Leon is, generally speaking, 2 hours. Leon is 2 hours.
Okay.
Chris is 2 hours with the new game run being 2 hours for the Chris. Jake is only an hour and 20 minutes.
That checks out.
Ada is generously 1 hour.
Okay. Yeah, this checks out.
All campaigns combined 9 hours.
Gross.
But there's no PC run. There's no PC run, Brayden.
I wonder if it just has to... I wonder if there are console-specific time skips or something.
So you and Joku could do it. If you and Joku really got good at Resident Evil 6, there's no co-op PC speedrun for all campaigns.
I'm good. He's playing, he's also playing the Xbox 360 Wolverine game. The one that Raven made. And, like, that game is very stupid and also, like, was clearly made for a minuscule budget.
Isn't that all of those kind of, like, weird Grin games? Is that Grin?
No, it was Raven.
Oh, okay.
You know, the makers of Call of Duty Warzone.
No, Grin made the Wanted game.
Yep. Yeah, Grin made the Wanted game.
Is that a dubious shooter?
Yes.
I forget if
but
that's
also
third
there's
person or first person.
It's third person. Yeah, it's... I don't think much of, like, at some point, a bland shooter is just a bland shooter. There's not a whole lot to say about the 360 Wanted game because it was like, it's like a 5-hour-long generic third-person shooter with one idea, which is, what if them bullet curve?
Right. At least with something like, the Syndicate.
Yeah.
That game's got ideas.
Yes, that game has ideas, and it does not overstay its welcome. And it has that Skrillex song that,
Dubstep.
yeah, that got muted in the archive.
Yeah. It has, that Skrillex song that plays when you're trying to kill that dreadlock dude who's wearing a white suit.
Yes.
Like, as if he's an extra from a fucking Matrix film. That
As if, yes, as if he's one of the Merovingians, weirdo. Have I ever mentioned that I've never seen Matrix, Reloaded or Revolutions?
You're good!
Or Matrix
good.
Revelations?
You're pretty good. Alright, fine.
I like The Matrix. That's my hot take.
Yeah, I think you're okay.
And I respect what the Wachowskis do as filmmakers, like, as far as, like, they got carte blanche to make a live-action Speed Racer, which is very funny.
I don't hate that one.
I remember finding it a lot, but also I was like 17 when I watched it, and I'm like, no, this is dumb. This isn't a cool, serious movie for cool, serious guys like myself. As a cool, serious guy, I just like everyone to know that only cool, serious guy movies are allowed.
Yep.
There we go. All right. Now we're gonna save. Yeah. That's right.
Jotsu with the information. That's because in co-op there are several game-breaking bugs that would force you to restart areas. Yes, I
That's
believe,
right.
Braden, you even found some of those game-breaking bugs that force you to restart entire levels.
Yes, we were reminded of that. Wait, there's no ink ribbon in this room? It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. Anyway, this time I'm not gonna... I mean, I could. Now I have 14 shotgun rounds. But... I... That's right, you need the lockpick. From the police station. And now we're back to where we were, and this time I'm not gonna fight him. How about that? But I'm still gonna, I'm gonna grab Brad's stars card. Because that way, grab Brad's star card, then you can use it. And you don't have to find Jill's.
I desperately wanted to stream yesterday, but yet again, getting an old computer game to play without causing everything to blow up.
Yeah, an old computer game to play nicely with OBS.
Oh my god. Why are old... I mean, I can obviously, without, like, readjusting monitor resolution and, like, running compatibility modes, like, I could just play these games. Like, the Journeyman Project 3, I could just play it. But I want to stream it. Was that to get, like, 2 cents out of it?
Alright. Password for the safe is 0131. Because that shit's randomized.
I wonder if I could finally get Atlantis 3 to work. At the very least, Atlantis 3. I think Atlantis 2 is just a foregone conclusion. I'm never gonna get that game to work. To like run multiple patches and shit.
I love running multiple patches.
Then I have all these fucking fan requests. God damn it! Well, actually, I've done 2. If I can start Tournament Project 3.
Yeah. You know, hey. Sometimes you gotta... Sometimes you gotta play some video game.
Sometimes the games play you. You ever thought about that, Brayden?
As someone who briefly looked up the ability, the method to get a to get online play working for Resident Evil Outbreak. Let me tell you.
Yes, I am aware of this solution. Also, no, thank you.
Okay, but what if you joined me? Because here's the best part about this shit is you also have to set up the network settings for the emulator. And let me tell you, that's a fucking nightmare. All right. Look, it's that room from Resident Evil 2. Oh, the 2 games at once thing? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's definitely a choice one could make. It's always the grenade launcher, never the Magnum.
That's always been a weird thing of they need to find every Resident Evil game needs to find a way to give you cool shit.
Yes.
Because it's ratcheting up the stakes and giving you harder and harder and bigger monsters. Then also it needs to be careful about the ammunition with that. Otherwise, you're just going to use the grenade launcher for everything. Oddly enough, I think that Resident Evil Village did a good job of doing that.
Yeah.
Fixing that problem.
Because
it's like all the cool shit, just you run out of ammo pretty quick.
Yep. Yeah, this game is... I already have 100 handgun bullets.
So if that's the direction that they go with Resident Evil, which is we'll make a remake and then we'll go back to the mainline franchise or our current direction, first-person stuff after a remake.
There's only one more game they can do.
You could remake 5.
They shouldn't.
You could.
I mean, you could if you wanted to make...
You could remake Code Veronica.
Yeah, they should do that because that would be funny.
There are people who like Code Veronica even though you and I are not them.
Yeah, those people are not me.
Okay, hear me out. What if they remade Code Veronica but it wasn't balls hard and just bad?
So... There is a fan remake of Code Veronica that they're trying to do in the style of the 2 and 3 remake, but it's like 3 dudes from Chile. No, it's 3 dudes from Argentina.
Sounds great. I don't know why you're telling me. Why are you saying this or suggesting that this is a bad? This sounds amazing.
No, it's one of those things where it's like, by golly, I'm so glad fans are there to really, oh god. To make stuff like that happen.
Remake 0 in the RE6 engine and make it co-op. Yes,
yes,
that would be
finally.
Hilarious.
0 is...
Already remade 0.
I mean, the HD version of 0 actually looks really good. Ah, fuck.
Version of Resident Evil 0 good or bad?
So the version they put out on PS4, Xbox, PC,
the HD remake of
the
0,
HD
right?
remake of 0 actually looks fucking amazing because they actually had the source files for the backgrounds, unlike the remake of 1.
Okay, so what's the progeny of 0? Progeny of 0 is that it is...
It's the one that killed traditional...
No. I'm just saying, like, the premise. Like, what was the original sound? So it was on the GameCube, and the selling point is like, re-experience Resident Evil 1, but you guys got GameCube graphics instead of PlayStation. And
well, that's Resident Evil 1 remake. 0 is meant to be like, oh, what's the origins of the T-virus? And it turns out it's a guy named James Marcus.
But isn't there some sort of like weird backstory to like had like a N64 prototype that got lost?
Well, it was originally going to come out on the N64. And then it got moved to the GameCube because...
And I seem to recall like more people are aware of the HD remaster of 0 than the original version of 0.
I don't know. I mean, it was a GameCube game. And it was not the remake of 1, which is a much better game.
Looking at this image that compares the prototype with the original with the HD remaster, and boy howdy. Boy howdy.
Yeah. Boy howdy.
When...
Yeah, but the reason why 0 got moved to the GameCube wasn't like any sort of conspiratorial thing. It was like Nah, it's 2000. It's like 2000, and this game is gonna otherwise be moved to the yeah, it's like and the N64 was dead by mid 2001, so they just moved it to the GameCube. There's no weird conspiracy end of that. It's not like and from, you know, from what is out there, it seems like the game they were making is pretty close to the game that came out. The actual problem with Resident Evil 0 is that, you know, the whole thing was, you know, it's 2 characters and you can swap between them because cartridges. So, you know, it can load instantaneously. That was the whole thing. And then they do absolutely nothing with that idea. Other than, like, there's more inventory juggling. Because there are no item boxes, which means you have to, but you can put items down. Ow. Which means you have to remember where you put items down. Well, they're marked on the map, but... And that shit is surprisingly difficult.
That sounds fun.
Like, the inventory management end of things in Resident Evil 0 is actually the hardest part. And it doesn't help that at one point you need to bring the hook shot around. And the hook shot takes up 2 spots in your inventory.
That's not how Zelda taught me.
And... So, yeah, it's just one of those things where actually the best way to play Resident Evil 0 is to play it as if you are speedrunning it, even when you aren't. And just accept that, like, you don't need this. You don't need this item. And that's how you you make that game enjoyable. Zero is also just very hard.
Hey, Brayden!
Yes.
Brayden.
Yes.
Brayden.
Yes.
Bray.
Yes. Can I help you, young man?
It seems that this they used fresh ingredients for this jalapeno and pineapple pizza.
Uh-huh.
Like, these are not cheap fucking, like, the jalapenos are actually green.
Uh-huh.
They're not like the weird dark green pickle stuff. It seems like they did actually flash freeze genuinely good jalapenos.
That's good to know.
So I think I'm gonna do half the side is gonna have primo fucking prosciutto on it.
Are you going to cook the prosciutto with the pizza?
Yeah, I'm gonna put the prosciutto on the pizza.
Okay.
What the fuck? What the
No,
fuck am
I mean, are you going to put it on before or after you?
It's gonna get crispy. It's gotta get like cooked. Shouldn't it?
No, it's a cured meat. You can put it on, and it's very thin.
But shouldn't it get crispy?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't do that.
Why?
Cause you can. Cause prosciutto's already good. It's a cold cut. It's okay, whatever. Yeah, put it on halfway through.
Okay,
Compromise.
I'll do that. Okay, I'm gonna tap out. I'm gonna put this on
shit.
that.
How did he find me? Over here.
And then just like, Roar! And then I made a Molotov and flat.
Are you crazy? You could have barbecued both of us.
And you're like, why would you do that? And the answer is, motherfucker drops a case. For the Eagle handgun, a weapon I will never use. And he's like, whatever. But you see, it's better because...
I need to enough cheese. Should I put cheese on it? More cheese.
Morb. Yes.
More cheese, always more cheese, right?
Yeah, always. It's like, hey, this guy.
Obviously, it's a novelty, but.
I just realized I can't get that yet. Anyway.
So, when are we gonna like lose hundreds of dollars to another summer sale of fucking PC games?
Steam summer sales usually like June or July, right?
About Prime Day. I gotta help Bezos go to the fucking Mars.
That's Elon. Elon wants to go to Mars. Bezos just wants to go to space. So he can...
Bezos' bald head become the moon, not just look like the moon.
Yes, that is his power.
I need to write about this, but apparently they're going to, before the start of the official summer sale, they're going to do another Next Fest. I plan to write about this. I like Next Fest, but the fact that that is the only time when I feel like I have an easy way to navigate and download new mods, or not mods, demos of games that are coming out, just be aware of indie games that have playable demos, says a lot about UI navigatorial aspects of modern Steam.
Yeah. At this point, the idea of discovering anything via Steam is like a nightmare.
Then the worst part is that a lot of those Next Fest demos, they disappear, and they don't ever come back. Like,
well, hey, maybe we'll...
I read an article, or I read a blog about all these cool games, and oh, fuck.
Maybe we'll get another demo for Gloomwood, finally.
I think it's a great idea, but like, why not have that demo like feel omnipresent at all times? Oh wait, messing around with their menus is kind of like the Costco of digital marketplaces. Like having a bad time trying to find something results in you buying more shit.
Yeah.
It's the Costco. It's Costco.
Yeah. I've heard of Costco.
apparently that is like an actual thing that Costco does, is they deliberately move things out of place so as that you feel that you have to go down every single aisle.
Yeah, Costco and Costco and IKEA are basically the exact same.
How many hours do you actually plan to put into Zelda 2?
Oh, into Zelda 2? I will at least complete the first couple palaces. I guarantee, I do not guarantee finishing that game.
I have been told that once you reach a certain point in terms of the power curve and leveling up your character, it's not that hard. But
Oh
you
yeah,
have to get to that point.
I've seen speedruns of Zelda 2.
And as I have said, because you know, I wanted to know how hard are the lost levels of Mario, and the answer is they're hard, but they're not that hard. But I played the All-Stars version of that game, so maybe Brad was right.
I mean, Brad also played that game with like severe input lag.
Yes.
Accidentally.
I can't get past Shadow Link in Zelda 2. That's the furthest I've ever gone.
That's the final boss.
I can't beat him.
Oh.
I've never been able to beat him without cheats. Which made beating Shadow Link in the water dungeon all the more satisfying. I forgot to set a timer. It said 20 minutes, so... But yeah, I don't think I don't like Zelda 2. Feel pretty safe in saying that.
It's got whatever. Saying it's got ideas is not enough for me. I just think Zelda 2 is very hard, and I'm increasingly realizing my basic level of tolerance for NES games is surprisingly low these days, and I feel bad about that.
Oh, that's a good question. Do you think that when they make a sequel to Village, will it be called Resident Evil 8 or 9?
It's 9. Because Village has the 8 in the logo.
It's not overt. You gotta look for it.
It's Resident Evil 8.
If they call it Resident Evil 8 Part 2 or 8-2.
Finally. When they try to be complicated, it just ends up being messy. Yeah.
Why you gotta be so complicated?
Did you know that song is 20 years old?
I know. I am older now. You're older now.
No. Chill out. What you waiting for? Somebody else, like anybody else. And now I'm just thinking about the Weird Al parody. A Complicated Song. Did you know people still love that song? Yeah, yeah, of course. It's a banger.
Yeah, people are nostalgic of the 90s to early 2000s. They were a simpler time.
Yeah, remember when we were just engaged in pointless wars in the Middle East?
Remember when people were worried about what we were doing in Kosovo?
Yeah, no, I don't, because I was like 3.
Remember when we were worried about Operation Desert Storm?
I was literally conceived sometime after Operation Desert Storm.
Remember when we thought Colin Powell was an intelligent person that was capable of managing politics of the military-industrial complex? Bush had to put him up there on the UN and completely humiliated him.
Yeah, well...
We're getting too political here. Remember when Pooba Stank was considered a respectable band?
You're one of the survivors from the rescue team, right?
Face. I'm sorry.
I just ran into your teammate, Carlos.
How did a girl like you manage to survive?
You remember Hooba Stank? Don't even lie to me.
I don't. Once again, I was a child.
Oh,
hey, no. That was a part of the VH1 countdown. You watched VH1
I
countdown.
did not watch VH1 because they didn't have cartoons.
Yo, dog, you're
so
only
Jill,
like 2 years younger than
Jill,
me, but...
put this on.
Yes. But I watched cartoons.
But you also watch music videos?
No, I didn't. I was a weird child. They did have cartoons, but there was only one and it was awful. I'm sure. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Remember Andy Malkus? Do you remember him? Remember Dr. Katz? Bob's Burger before Bob's Burger?
I am vaguely aware of Dr. Katz.
Remember Duckman?
Yeah.
Okay, here's a deep cut. Do you remember Dilbert, the animated series?
I'm aware of it.
And the redhead is played by Kathy Griffin.
Sure.
No, I'm gonna tell you, this pizza that's bacon, it smells good. This might actually have been a goof. This might actually be a quality pizza.
So the thing I've learned is the oven, it's an old oven. It's an old electric oven, so it's not great at heating up all the way. So whenever I make a pizza in the oven, I have to turn up the heat like 10 degrees higher than what it normally should be. Otherwise, it doesn't cook all the way in the center and is just kind of a little bit lukewarm in the center, and that sucks. Okay. Remember how Scott Adams turned out to be like a shit?
Dude, this might actually be a non-ironically good pizza.
Sure.
I've seen that. It was not the worst thing I've ever seen. No, yeah, the Dilbert animated show was like weirdly good. Yeah, well, Scott Adams, remember when he was a sympathetic figure when he was dealing with like serious medical problems, like he couldn't speak.
Yeah.
Then when he did gain his voice back, he could only speak in rhyme.
And then he could only speak in Trump.
Yeah, pro-Trump libertarianism.
Yeah.
Remember when, like, Adams predicted, like, Scott Adams predicted, I think that Trump, Sanders, and Joe Biden, they're all gonna get COVID and die. It's like, wait, was that a what?
Yeah, this all checks out. All right, let's see. What is That's right. Okay.
Then he also said that Biden wins, they're gonna get the gulag out and kill all Republicans.
Yep, because that's where we're at as a society. Anyway, let's not talk about this on my fun, lighthearted video game stream. Because I want to enjoy myself. Yeah, speak and rhyme. Like,
Couldn't speak. Like, he could only make the same, like, vowel sounds, and so if you talk to him, he would the only way he could speak was through rhyming. Vocal dystocia or something like that.
The human brain is an interesting thing.
Yeah, the brain is cool.
Bros. Sonny. I actually think this looks pretty slick. You know.
I mean, that's the thing, is that Resident Evil 3 looks good, but it doesn't play that great.
It's yeah, like it's just not. It's not. It's not my favorite. Increasingly finding.
Jill! Hey, the zombies are getting restless.
I know. I can hear them. What's going on?
Jill!
What's wrong?
They're coming. They must have sniffed us out. They know we're here.
Hey, calm down.
Any objections to my playing hero this time?
What are you doing? Carlos!
Dumbo. Trying to remember if there's anything in this room. No. do not remember what this puzzle was. There we go. Now I remember.
I've officially decked half of that pizza with ham.
And how does that make you feel?
I'm gonna give it like 5 to 6 minutes to get it nice and crispy, and then I'm gonna turn off the heat and then just let it sit in a warm oven for like 10-15 minutes. That's my technique in cooking pizza. Just let it sit in the oven with the heat off.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. Yeah, man. I went most of this week not streaming, and I feel pretty good about it. I'll try and stream today after this podcast.
I've just been going very hard because I needed something to distract me this last week.
Okay, I'm gonna scrounge up.
Streaming so much because, yo, it's almost the end of the school year, and this is when shit gets rough for me.
Yay!
I got so much grading. I'm a middle school teacher, so it's worse.
Apparently my friend is watching the stream and he's in town. And he's like, hey, you want to come over to my parents' house for dinner? And I'm like, yes, I love free dinner.
Take free food.
Best part about free food is I don't have to pay for it. Second best part about free food is that someone else is paying for it.
So mostly people who offer free food outside of like extreme circumstances, you know how to cook.
Yeah.
I do not know how to cook, and it sucks. How much was this actual prosciutto? Prosciutto, Citerio prosciutto. This was $25. Okay, cool. It wasn't that expensive. Oh, fuck. Wait, what? Oh, Jesus Christ. I need to tell this person to stop buying this shit. Brayden, this prosciutto might be $80.
Jesus Christ, why are you putting it on a pizza?
Put it on a fucking pizza.
Now I have to just get a fucking pizza.
Oops.
Oops.
Well, shit. I need to tell this person to never buy me this ever again because holy shit, what the fuck?
I don't deserve it.
I love how I googled this and like googled this exact brand. The exact thing I said was the brand and then prosciutto, and the third top result is this prosciutto vegan? Question mark. And apparently it's like one of those algorithmically run.
How can prosciutto be vegan?
Well, no, the whole thing is like it's a website that runs the algorithm saying, no, you can't eat this if you're trying to cook for a vegan.
Can I cook this meat for someone who doesn't eat meat products? Yeah. All right, let's see.
All right. So, if this is not a primo shit, it might have been like $20. But it might have also been $80.
I hope they got it for less than that.
I hope they did not spend that much money. Why did I get pinged? Oil's trying to tell me that the control scheme for KOTOR 1 on Switch is not that bad. Are you gonna watch any of the any of this non-E3 E3 shit?
I will watch the Keeleys.
Luckily, I will be at work. When does that start? Nope, don't do that onto the Discord. Summer Game Fest 2022. I seem to recall like it's gonna start like on a weekday.
It's Thursday.
Yeah, like fuck, I'm gonna be at work.
I'm not.
Got responsibilities. I like how his website's like, also remember to check out the fucking Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase. Like, I shouldn't dislike Jeff Keighley as much as I dislike him, but I do. As Gino says, this is his job. Make this big fucking showcase that has everybody and everything. It's just so fucking bloated and slow and fucking
What, you don't want 2 hours on a bunch of shit you don't care about, and then one teaser trailer for a game that's not coming out until 2024?
I mean, at the end of the day, Jeff Keighley, like, I will never forget. I will never forget. I don't even remember what it was, but it was I think it was the Game Awards show world premiere of No Man's Sky. And I will never forget that Mike and I, then known as MB, like, there's no fucking way this is what the game is like. Like, absolutely not. Everybody got on our case. It's like, no, man, it's gonna be the best. It's gonna be the greatest thing ever. It's
Believe.
Did you see that? And I remember, like, Mike and I were like saying, no, there's absolutely. Because for me, as a wiki moderator, it's like, do not attach anything from that teaser trailer onto the wiki page, you dipshits.
A presentation that someone scrawling Elder Scrolls 7 on a napkin.
Mike was like, oh god, you guys, like, how did you people get fooled? I think his point was like, how do you people get fooled with Killzone and then you fucking get fooled again here?
People, you know, it's like they say in The Prestige, you want to be fooled. Whoa.
That's always the hardest part from my end. I do on the website, it's like, god damn it, stop putting fucking concepts you saw in the trailer on the fucking goddamn wiki page. It's not going to be in the real game, you dipshit.
But I want to believe.
Fucking idiots. To deal with that every single goddamn time. Fucking dum-dums.
Okay, but how do you feel about when it's like blatantly obvious that the game developer themselves has edited the wiki page?
You want a real story? I issued a wiki warning for plagiarism against NASA.
Huh.
NASA wanted their Let's Go to Mars simulation, and they copied and pasted from their website. I had to fucking warn, like, an account that says NASA official. It's like I had to warn NASA.
NASA, they're coming.
And also, yeah, I mean, no, I was I can't speak too much about it, but I was threatened with a lawsuit by Derek Smart.
Yeah.
That happened.
I mean, who hasn't?
I told him he needed to write in original text. It's like, don't slander my character with the term plagiarism. And, yeah. No, yeah, I mean, sure. I understand what people generally say is like, but it's obviously gonna, like, next, like, if you were to make a Subnautica 3, like, attaching water as a concept, sure, fair game.
But attaching everything as a concept to No Man's Sky.
Just, like, transferring all of the... I think that's why, in general, we just prohibit it entirely, just as, like, to prevent the slippery slope argument. It's like, it's gonna have all the stuff from the previous game, and so if you're gonna allow water, like, we just don't put concepts onto games that have not come out yet.
Unless that concept is canceled game.
Yes. Or, you know, as you know, we have a couple of wiki pages that are like Easter eggs, that are not real.
Yes.
The Kuntz page.
Yes.
Kuntz test. Well-known test page. But also we have a page for Polybus.
Polybius, the fake...
The fake video game.
The fake lost video game that didn't exist.
Never existed.
It was never real. I miss the olden days. There's definitely a part of me that misses the olden days of just like... You could just... If you had a basic understanding of Photoshop, you could trick a lot of very naive 12-year-olds. Remember Sonic and Tails and Melee?
Yeah.
They're definitely going to be in Melee. You just have to believe.
I mean, I guess it's good, right? Like, developers are super excited about their thing. People who still don't understand that we're no longer the people that are your gatekeepers for the Twitch database. I wish we didn't have to deal with that anymore, but it's neither here nor there. Alright, so now that the dough has cooked ever so slightly, or it's now properly cooked, I'm definitely getting a very strong soda bread vibe here.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
So it is not a low crust, it's not a thin crust, it is very clearly a bready crust.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think this might actually
Oh,
be
you
good.
bready crust. That's how they insult each other in merry old England.
I am aware of your attempts to do accents.
Yeah, my very good accent work.
causing your entire group to roll on the floor laughing with your fucking Werner Herzog.
Yeah. Yeah. My very funny jokes. My very good Werner Herzog impression. Yeah. The woman, she runs away from a nemesis, but it is perhaps she who is the nemesis. For this woman, this Jill Valentine, she kills. She kills and she kills. And you say, how can one kill a zombie?
When it is already dead.
But it is already dead. But the question you should be asking Jill Valentine is, were the zombies, was any of them ever alive?
You make some weird sounds when you're killing zombies, or zombies are killing you.
Do I make noises? How you... Yeah.
Wait! You got 12 people watching this stream, by the way.
Yeah, it's a Resident Evil game. It's popular with the kids.
What did you do?
Teens love Resident Evil. Alright. Time to guess. Okay, it's not that one. Which means I need to look it up.
You did an adventure game puzzle that very well.
The puzzle solutions are randomized, motherfucker.
You should have used your adventure game logic brain. See, because you lack the adventure game experience. You didn't solve it on your first try.
Adraville. People keep calling me Canadian Steve Buscemi. I assume that's because they're trying to bully me. Yatsu, I've seen your face. You are far more handsome than Canadian Steve Buscemi. Buscemi. Listen, I love Steve Buscemi. But
Black Empire is good.
that man has made a career because he is a strange goblin human. Also, he's good at acting, and he seems like a good person. Easy to work with. huh, no gunpowder. Sometimes there's gunpowder in this room. Sometimes there isn't. It's entirely, like, I think... Anyway. Zombies.
God damn it.
Goddamn zombies.
Gino just said he needs to delay now.
Instead you're watching this dingus play this video game.
What's the theme of Scan Converter Sundays? Like, what is your theme?
The theme is I need to justify owning this expensive piece of equipment.
But do you normally play like 2 games, 3 games?
The idea is it is I played 4 games last time. I think the idea is that yeah, it's a variety stream.
I'm just saying that you've been playing Resident Evil 3
for 2 hours. Yeah. I mean, I could play this game to completion right now, but I can also switch games.
Oh, no.
Or actually...
Do a poll.
You can do a poll. You're a moderator.
No one.
/poll.
Poll.
Because we're already, like, halfway done with the game.
Do I just do, like, 1, 2?
Yeah. Yeah.
1.
Yes and no.
3, 2, new game.
Because I have a game I can switch to. Easy peasy.
No, fuck me. Now you've given me power.
Yeah, and if you abuse that power, I will remove you. I will remove you from my moderators list.
New game. And then Garf Cart.
No. Because people will be like, haha, ironic.
I'm gonna just make this 3 buckaroonies, and I'm gonna allow additional votes. Because fuck it, right?
Yeah.
How many bits do you want to make it to do additional votes?
Listen, if people
You
want
know what? Let's set it to 1.
If people want to pay money to me to vote, I think they have to purchase a minimum number of bits.
Let's set it to like 5?
Sure.
5 bits?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
I don't know how this works.
See, Austin Eruption already did a video on like every single Garfield licensed game, and Jeff already played all those games, Jeff Gersman. So it's like I don't need to do that. I'm sorry to everyone involved.
Hey guys, we got a poll.
Got a poll.
Readers.
If you are in the chat, vote on the poll.
What if you played a Garfield game on Mondays? That's a great question to ask Brayden. Brayden, what if you made Mondays your gimmick as play a Garfield game?
Because all of the Garfield games are bad and not fun. And once again, I would just be doing a pale imitation of the true Master of Garfield streams.
Oh, I hate to say it, but it seems like it's pretty close, guys. If one more vote could put it back to even, more than once?
If you want to pay me money.
How many bits do I actually have? How do I check that?
Dude, I have no idea. I learned Twitch enough to understand how to monetize myself.
What's the vote using circle button? What does that mean?
That is vote with channel points.
What's a channel point?
That's the shit that's the shit you earn just for watching. It's their way of gamifying.
Hey, I'm gonna use a channel point.
Wait, you turned it so you can use channel points to vote?
Yes.
Oh god. Ugh, fuck you.
I wanted chaos, Brayden.
You fucker. I can't let you make polls now.
I didn't know what that button meant. To be perfectly honest, I didn't know what that button meant.
I didn't know what the button meant. That's...
Now it's a tie. Guys, just vote. Fuck, I don't know. Oh, I should have said it. I said it to just one channel point to do an extra vote.
Yeah. Congratulations. You did it.
It seems like there's two people. One wants to see you continue, and one wants to see you play a new game, and it's even. They keep going back and forth. Fucked it up, Brayden. You should never trust me.
Apparently not. Apparently not.
How people are literally just clicking buttons.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, and now people have learned that you can actually just...
I fucked it up. Okay.
You have 113,000... Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, I guess we're playing more Resident Evil 3.
Alright, well, okay, so... What did we learn, Brayden? Lessons were learned.
Yeah. Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, this is democracy, where, you know, if you had formed a super PAC, maybe you could have won.
Oh, so you're saying we need to create a super PAC?
Yeah, absolutely. They're democratically protected.
I mean, yeah, corporations are people, my friend. Okay, well, you were voting for both sides because both sides have good people. It's okay, I'm already halfway done with this game.
It looks like we're ready to go. Here, take this.
Okay. Nikolai won't be joining us.
I understand. I'll operate the cable car. Let's go.
Oh, look who's here. Who could it be? We need to learn how to compromise. The best solution always comes from the middle.
Mikhail!
Thanks, Joe Biden.
No, listen, all we have to do is hold hands across the aisle, and the people who want to... No, we're not doing this.
No, the brakes are out.
All right, do I pull the brake or do I yeet out the window?
I think you already know the answer to that one.
Yeah.
It's useless.
Yeah.
Forget what happens when you pull the brake.
You start at a different part of the clock tower.
Oh, we're playing Clock Tower now?
I mean, we can, if we get there on a feature. Oh no!
Okay, a real question. Did they ever actually make a good Clock Tower game?
I don't know. I haven't played any of them. We're going to find out together. I mean, that's a fair way of exiting rooms. Say, ah, fuck this, and then you yeet out the window. And that works out. I don't know of any better way to live your life. Okay.
Carlos!
Phew. Well, we both managed to survive. Here's a gift for you.
And then Carlos gives you freeze rounds, which are the best grenade rounds in the game.
Forget, how's the pollen situation where you're at? Because I have been waking up way too early in the evening or morning, just like...
It has been very rainy uncharacteristically rainy. So
it rained here, but it didn't happen.
So it's been surprisingly not pollen-y. I remember. actually gonna reset. Because I don't want him chasing me around the dang clock tower.
Resident Evil 3.
Our co-host Jeff Root saying Zelda 2 is the most Nintendo hard Nintendo game actually made. I mean, it's that or yeah. How about we call it here? And not just because I forgot to save.
Oh, Brayden forgot to save and lost minutes of progress?
I know.
Gosh darn. Sure is
Gosh
something
darn.
that you like to do.
Yeah.
You do that a lot.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go to my friend's house and get free food.
Bye.
Bye.
Maybe I'll be in a podcast at some point.
Thanks everyone for watching. Maybe I'll finish this on stream, maybe I won't. I don't know. It's honestly only like an hour left. All right.
Woo-hoo.
Woo.
Bye.
Bye.